With the Liberal Party leadership race coming to the end, and a new leader is on the precipice of being elected, Jagmeet Singh once again falls back on his promise to collapse and vote down the government, despite the fact that a Liberal leader who was not elected by the people is about to come into office. And it would be unprecedented to say that a Liberal leader, or any leader that, for that matter of a fact, who comes in as takes the mantle of Prime Minister, is not elected by the people, but rather by the party, and the opposition parties don't vote that individual down. That is absolutely unprecedented and has not been seen in Canadian politics for many, many decades, if not in a very, very long while. This is nothing new from Jagmeet Singh. He now cites the excuse as being the trade war. He says, "I can't imagine an opposition leader that wouldn't want to support a package to help workers impacted by this. As he says, we're literally in a trade war. We need supports for workers first and an election afterwards." Despite saying this, he still did not commit to voting down the government after these comments. But if we look back to January 20th, he said, "I've been really clear, and I remain clear, and I appreciate the opportunity to repeat it. We will be voting to bring down the government at the earliest opportunity," which he said on CTV News on January 20th of this year. So what changed? What was the big new excuse or lie, you can say, that made Jagmeet Singh shift his promises again? Well, before it was about his pension. Before that, it was about his weak standing and his party's bankrupt financials. But now I think it's once again back to the same thing, that he can't give up his seat or, bear witness to the fact that when the election comes around, the new Democratic Party of Canada will lose so abhorrently that it will totally disgrace him and as well as his legacy for the future to come. And he is trying to grab at the potential hope that maybe he can fix something before that comes to pass. If you could see here, the article by the National Post says, with the NDP staring down some of the worst political numbers in their history, leader Jagmeet Singh is suddenly walking back his pledge to bring down the Liberal government at his earliest opportunity. And not to mention this, they're still, though they might be out of the what you can say, the debt phase of their party, which was infused by Jagmeet Singh's spending and his horrible handling of his own party. They're still at the end of 2023, which is a while back, but it still is a good indicator at where the party's financials are standing. They still only have about $289,000 cash on hand, while the other parties have millions on hand, with the Conservatives having substantially ahead of ahead of the Liberals with 16 million to the Liberals 2.8 million. That will have changed now with many updates to the Liberal Party leadership, and otherwise many changes have come in the past year. But still, the NDP, I can tell you for sure, are not in any better standing than they were back at the end of 2023. They have a lot to do to catch up to the other parties. And if we look at the polling numbers, though they have been volatile for both the Liberals and the Conservatives, for the NDP they have been consistently hedging down into the trash bin. The 2021 popular vote for the NDP was marked at around 17.8%. Now projections by Canada338.com suggest that they won't even hit in the best case scenario, they won't even hit 17%. They could potentially hit 16.5%, but otherwise they will never hit the same numbers they hit in 2021, and they're likely to be down to this area of the 13 to 14% popular vote area, which is horrible, which means that their seat count will likely go down to something, what they suggest, 14 seats, maybe even lower. Who knows? But they will definitely not poach any seats off from the Liberals, and they won't, of course, poach off any seats from the Conservatives or the Bloc. This situation that the NDP sees themselves in is something that has been brewing up for many years on end now. And that started with the voting in of Jagmeet Singh, when he hijacked the party's voter base and brought in his own community people into the party, even though they're technically not NDP, but he hijacked the party's registration loophole, saying that anyone can register and vote in the party election, which is a great way actually to sabotage parties. I wonder if anyone is doing it to the Liberals right now, but that's yet to be seen. But that is what he did. He invigorated the Sikh communities and the Sikh members of his community to become NDP, to register as NDP members, even though they might vote Conservative or Liberal, and vote for him. This was not a grassroots leader. This was a sabotaging, hijacking leader. He's a fraud. He's brought down the NDP to a low state, and he has destroyed the reputation that the NDP party had as being the workers' party. Absolutely disgraceful. But here we are again. He has no ethics. He has no honesty. He has no code. Just like I just gave you the example of him hijacking the party in such a abhorrent way. Why would he care about triggering an election for the Canadian people? Why would he care about what the Canadian people have to say? He only wants to grasp onto power and continue to latch onto it for his own ego and his own whatever subconscious issue he has with losing. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day, and make sure to comment down below your opinions on the Jagmeet Singh scandal, and also if maybe the NDP should vote him out forcibly for his horrible leadership. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day. All right.